right. We can talk about anything you like. Just listen. Take a walk right over to my kitchen. What you wanna do? Come mix it up with the stew. So tell me what you wanna do. Come mix it up with the stew. Yeah, come mix it up with the stew.
Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of The Stew. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Anika.
I'm Les. And I'm Janae.
And we are so happy once again to be in your living room or on your phone or wherever you are while you're watching us. Hopefully it's someplace comfortable. We are just a couple of days away from Election Day. Quite an emotional time in the country, but I'm even more emotional about the way the country looks.
You mean all the litter that's everywhere?
All the litter. All the litter.
Yeah.
All the litter. I hope you guys have been putting in your contracts for cleanup efforts. If you wanna, because I just really feel like we're gonna have to wait quite some time before we see these palm trees. Someone can get the
So someone for sure. Listen, I would have actually voted for the party that had put that or included that in their platform. That as soon as the election results are called, someone's coming around with a Mack truck and a broom.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know what? They are very
me.
quick to clean up the debris when it's been vandalized. So I did see a vandalized poster the other day, and then like the next hour I passed it again, gone.
Wow.
Done.
No, they can't stand that. They can't have that. You can't be talking, but nobody bad in their party.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
of utmost importance.
But the poster could fall on the ground. It could rip up into little tiny pieces. It can cause all kind of pollution and litter, and then we burn it up.
But you know what's so funny? I saw a friend on my timeline on Facebook mention how much good plywood it actually is as well. So
yes, and they're giving that away at the polling division, guys.
Yep.
I'm just joking. It's a joke.
I was like, really?
It's a joke. Please don't go to
really
the polling
took you seriously
division.
just
No,
now.
don't go to the polling division looking for plywood. Sorry.
So, ladies, I want to completely switch gears, do a complete 360 here, and to talk about something that I'm sure all of us have experienced at least at one point or time or another in our lives, but breakups. And not just a typical breakup in a relationship, but a breakup between friends. How do you deal? What do you do? And how do you move on?
Wow.
I think this started to happen to me when I was 15. I don't know. Later in life, it just doesn't happen anymore. But I think back then it was so
fewer friends too.
Yeah, it was so emotional and so much going on and so much drama. And then you had the phone, but you couldn't really be on the phone. That's the only thing I remember from it. Nowadays, I don't know if
easy
there's
come,
such
easy
thing.
go.
Yeah, it's. I mean, some days you're there and you're connected and everyone's together, and then other days you're just not on the same wavelength. But that doesn't mean you're not friends anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it's a best friend, because let's be real, you only really have one or two of them in your entire lifetime because they are the best out of all of your friends. And if you break up, how do you readjust to life?
I don't know what you mean. I don't know. I have a best friend every day.
You've not had this experience?
I have a best friend every other day.
Oh, okay.
They call me the, I don't know.
Well, I can tell you, I've gone through my share of bestie breakups, and for every time, it's annoying more than anything else. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and I guess like a breakup in a relationship, you just want to do whatever you can to, get over it, the whole situation, and move on. This one's all kind of quiet here, I noticed. So
she's like,
I take that to mean.
She's like, I know what this means, and I cut a girl or a guy, whoever it is.
I get it.
No. I mean, bestie breakups are emotional. I feel all kinds of ways about it because I thought I had a bestie, and then I found out that we weren't besties, and then I started to feel like a child for even going through that thought process.
Wow.
So I just don't care. It's not a thing for me.
I guess it's like being in a relationship if you think you're a boyfriend and girlfriend and you actually ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
All right. Yeah. Life moves on, huh?
Life moves on.
Life moves on.
But girls, I want to ask you a question. So, I have a fun time dressing my dear hubby, but Do you actually do that in a relationship?
Yes.
Do you dress your
You
significant
better.
other?
Yeah.
Really?
You better. You
I
can't.
think so too.
You can't trust these men to dress themselves.
no,
so you have to.
Exactly. Take
No.
the reins.
I experienced a girl. I mean, mind you, she's very fashionable. So like anybody else, he was wearing baggy clothes when they first met, and nothing really fit properly. And by time like the relationship ended, because it did end, he was wearing like, you know, fitted pants, fitted shirt. You know, he was
Looking like a real gentleman, like a
Yeah.
human
Exactly.
being.
She
Yes.
upgraded him, sound like.
Yes.
I mean, either way, right? You know what? Don't think of that as a disadvantage. Just think of you really contributed in his life in a major way, and every man deserves that. Every man deserves a special touch from a woman in that way. Fellas, let your girlfriend help you, please. Y'all can't dress. Let your girlfriend help you.
In all fairness, there are some guys, ladies, that can put it together.
Yeah, and with those fellas, you don't have to bother. If
Right.
he can handle himself, you know when he shows up for
Yeah,
date
but you
night.
know which
he's
relationship
straight.
that was
Hey.
where he learned all that. You don't know. I swear.
Or you gotta keep a couple of his shirts at your place. Like if you know you can't trust your
Yeah,
man,
just in
girls,
case.
you gotta keep a blazer. Let me tell you what to keep, girls. If you know that when he show up for the movies or dinner and you ain't too sure what he can show up in, you need to make sure that you always have two great pairs of shoes at your place that belongs to him. Some casual pair of shoes, some dinner wear, a blazer, a dress shirt, and his one jeans that does fit good.
Oh wow.
Just in
that's
case.
a lot. I just try to get him
I'm with you.
I
honey.
can't
try to
dress
get
up
him
in
to
you.
match. That's it.
No, matching ain't even important. I just need it to fit. Just wear the clothes that
fit
fit.
is important, but you know you got to take on what you can take
Yeah.
on. And right now, matching is where I'm trying to go with this.
So, ladies, speaking of man in a relationship, what do you do if you've been dating all this time and he doesn't introduce you to his parents?
Oh man, that's rough. Boy, I remember there was one stage in my life that I was actually afraid to meet my significant other's parents.
Right.
So when it was brought up, I was like, I'm not doing that. Are you crazy? But no, as I got older, I feel like if we're dating seriously and you don't talk about that or it's not on the calendar, that's alarming for me because you know, if a man introduces you to his family and to his parents in particular, it's an indication that he takes you seriously. He takes the relationship seriously. He wants to take you to the next level. You know, he cares enough about you to introduce you to the people he loved the most. And so if I don't see that, that's a red flag for me.
I can say simply, I've actually broken up with somebody over that.
Really?
Really?
What if he just needed some time? Sometimes fellas just need time.
Had enough time. We're talking.
Oh, that was time.
Enough time.
I think it depends on how, because I feel like in the Bahamas, in our country, you always kind of run into their parents, especially if you guys are like in and out of the house, like at night kind of thing. If you're like,
wait,
if you're like
what? Hold on.
that girl, right?
That's not a good way to meet his parents, people.
No, exactly.
It can't be in the hallway at a house.
It has to be something formal, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. No,
Yes.
seriously. No, but definitely there are times where, you know, women meet parents like on this
In the
brush,
hallway.
like what do you call it,
the
walk
hallway.
of shame kind of thing. That's not
That's
the way,
not
girls.
that's not a good way,
That
girls.
is not the way. That does not mean you met the parents.
No,
That just means that the timing was horrible. It has to be a form. No, you gotta tell them. It has to be
That just
clear.
means-
Because meeting the parents doesn't mean like, oh, you know, I just happened to sleep over tonight, and then on my way out, I met Miss Sue. And Miss Sue, this Jane. Anyway, let's go, Jane. Let's go, Jane.
Listen, I might add to in the problem with not. So it's interesting. So it can be a red flag, but it can also not be, because I've actually dated a guy that didn't introduce me to his parents at first because they didn't really have a close relationship.
Right.
So I was taking that personal, but to him, he's like, listen, I hardly talk to my parents, so why are you taking this personal?
Well, just
so
as
you
long
gotta
as
know.
that is explained and
Yeah.
established.
Yeah.
But certainly, you know, don't be in a relationship for an extended period of time and you have no idea who the family is. Just saying.
Got it.
Yeah. So on that note,
Yeah, I think your thing is upside down. Okay. Yeah.
So, no, okay. Yeah, on to the, Les, what are you doing? Just joking.
I was just, don't mind me.
Carnival weekend had you in a...
Yeah, just trying to catch myself.
The Monday blues are hitting Leslie.
I'm all over
So
the place.
in another topic, girls, I'm actually considering getting my husband's name tattooed on my body. And I say that because I know this is going to get back to him.
Well, I would hope he would see it for starters.
No, man.
Would you do that?
Nope.
Would you get?
Perhaps if he is my husband of 25 and over years.
Nope.
And
No, funny enough,
Yeah.
my mom got
I'm just saying.
my mom got a tattoo of my dad's name when she was 50, in her mid 50s.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'm not
Jo.
doing it in a relationship with somebody.
No, absolutely not.
And certainly not even in the first year of marriage, because that's just a bit too soon. But you know, I would consider it.
Yeah, I would do it. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this year.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
go,
get
girl,
a
but the
big
thing is-
tattoo on my forehead. And he's going to get one too that says slut, so that
no
nobody
face
messes with
tattoos.
him.
No Mike
Just kidding.
Tyson's up in here. No, we don't need that.
No, it was funny because someone told me a story. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get a tattoo on his face, like while he's sleeping, that says STD. So no woman messes with him.
Wow. I mean, do you want to look at that tattoo every day?
That's
I mean,
deep.
I
You're
know,
torturing yourself.
I know he's mine forever.
Well, that's my thing. He's mine forever. I ain't tattooing no fella name on me. I got my one little Jesus piece, and I'm cool with that. No,
Yeah.
I ain't interested.
This is one of the things I think she'll change her mind.
No.
As she gets older.
Possibly.
Yeah.
No,
It's like,
why?
It's like that
Anything
thing,
to
oh,
fight.
I'll never get married when I'm young. I'll never
Right.
get a tattoo.
We change.
Yeah, so like
We
your
always
third,
change.
fourth year in marriage, I think you'll be all about it.
I'm very sick and tired of you. You think you know my life.
I do. After the break, we're talking to our Man Crush Monday. He is a superstar Bahamian artist, and also he has a bit of a, what do you say, a political side to him? Oh, you're going to have to stick around to see who this is. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's certainly an honor for us to have our studio guest with us today. He is our Man Crush Monday, local singer, songwriter, musician. He has taken his talents to the Caribbean and the world, and he's also the first winner for the Music Masters competition in 2015 for the Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival overall competition. But he's in studio with us now. Let's welcome, please, Sammi Star.
Star boy.
Welcome.
Hello. Good to have you.
Welcome. So you made it. You've made it. And you've had quite a busy couple of years winning the competition for Music Masters for Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival in 2015. Tell us a little bit about that experience up to now.
Okay, well, we'll start with Music Masters. You know, initially with the whole competition, there was a lot of, I guess, talk about it, whether they should have it, whether they shouldn't. But then, you know, as an artist, I thought it was a good idea for me and for everybody else, every other entertainer, singer, performer to enter because of the platform that it was going to give. I didn't know I was going to win, but I just wanted to take advantage of the opportunity, you know?
Right.
And then some of the things that they said would have happened if you won was quite attractive to me.
Okay.
You know, everybody wants to win some money.
Yeah.
But outside of that, the idea of being able to perform on some major shows outside of the country, you know, that was an attractive thing as well.
As well as, of course, the opportunity to be signed by Sony Latin America.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, I entered. And the experience, it was a good one, you know. I met a lot of other entertainers on a more personal level. We worked together, we competed against one another. And of course, you know, that was the first time I competed on that level.
Right.
You know, so that was new for me a little bit. But I enjoyed it. And then, of course, you know, Lord allowed me to win. I was thankful. And everything was kind of uphill from there.
Yeah.
Sammi.
Yeah.
The thought on everybody's mind at this very moment, though, is politics.
Oh.
Now, with the
election day coming up in just a few days, a couple of days, tell us, you ran before.
I did.
You ran for a certain party. What's your thought process right now? What's going through your mind as you enter the next couple of days?
Well, I think this election that's going to happen is definitely an historical one, right? I don't think the country has ever been on such pins and needles as far as which party is going to win. You know, and I think because of the issues that we have nationally right now, from anything from crime to the economy, you know, and the list goes on, people are so, this is the biggest question mark I've ever seen as far as our political climate is concerned. And I think it's very important moving forward. Whomever wins, I think, is going to be a shift in our society.
Yeah.
Whether that's positive or negative is yet to be seen. But I think there's going to be a definite shift. I think, and the generations, I think it's now changing. I think, you know, the older guard, I think, is kind of starting to move off the scene.
You think so?
Yeah,
I was about to say.
Really think
yeah.
so?
We want them to, but
Well,
you
we
know.
want to kick them out for sure. I mean,
they're
anybody
holding
that's
on.
60 and above right now is getting the boot for me.
Yeah. I think it's happening, and I was about to say it's happening against their will, but it's definitely happening. I think after this election, I don't think you'll see them anymore.
No?
I think this will be the last
last
election
one.
Wow.
That
that
means
you
you're
see
gonna run
a
again?
lot of them.
That means
Yeah,
you're
what
gonna
about
yeah.
you?
Actually, you know, in all honesty, all transparency, I do intend to run again. It won't be right now.
Yeah.
You know, the first election that I ran in was in 2012, right? And that showed me that there are quite a few things that I need to make sure are lined up before I step back into frontline politics. So it's probably going to be, you know, a number of years before I come back. But I'm definitely come back. It's always been a passion of mine. A goal of mine to do that. That's what I set out to do since I was a teenager.
Right.
I was supposed to become a lawyer, become MP, minister, and then prime minister. That was my goal in
There you
life.
go.
But
Now, Sammy, you
Oh,
have
go ahead.
such longevity. I remember seeing you on the stage, like all the way back with Unplugged with
Oh,
E-Life.
yes,
so like
yeah.
that's been probably 2008, I think
Yep,
that was.
yep.
And you've somehow managed to stay in the industry and continue to grow. But more than being an artist, you know, creating jingles for commercials, creating an initiative for young people, really giving back and growing and developing the business.
Yeah.
What's driving and fueling that, and how are you able to do that and be a father and be
Yeah.
a husband?
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Well, my personal thing is, right? My personal thing is I always want to be relevant with everything that I do, whether that's my music, whether that's business, you know, and of course, just as an individual, as a good man, I always want that to be relevant as far as I'm concerned. So I do everything that I do to make sure I stay on top of things. As far as being a father and a husband, that's a given. You know, that's no questions there. That's automatic for me. That's like breathing for me. That it can't be any other way. I won't have it any other way. But as far as my music and my business is concerned, I model that after you know, icons like Madonna, like Prince, like Elton John. These people, I mean, they have transitioned through time, and I intend to follow their example and do the same thing.
That's what's up.
Well, Sammy, I'm interested in hearing about the journey for I Is What I Is, because that is the song that took you from winning the Music Masters competition to where you are now. That's been released globally. And I gotta say, it's very catchy. Whenever I hear it, I just can't help but, you know, do my little do. But let's talk about that. Let's concentrate on that before we have to wrap things up.
I Is What I is my new single released on Sony Latin. Yes, it's global and it's doing very well. The whole term I Is What I Is, I wanted to keep it Bahamian. You know, if you listen to the song, you listen to the lyrics, it's basically keeping with who we are. But it still has that international flair and feel. It's produced by Grammy Award-winning producer DJ Buddha. And we just wanted to go for something catchy that would stick in people's mind and make them want to hear it and listen to it and share it. And I think we accomplished that. So definitely go check the song out. It's everywhere. I Is What I Is. It's a new single. I really want everybody to listen and love it.
Well, it's certainly everywhere because I can't turn on a local radio station and not hear that in some way, form, or fashion. But Sammi, thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's always good to be around some beautiful ladies.
Yes, and it's we're so happy that you made it to the stew. And be sure to check out Sammi Star. He's everywhere on social media.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can't miss him. And be sure to check out I Is What I Is, his Sony Latin American single.
Yes.
Yes. We'll be back with more stew after this.
Welcome to another week on The Stew. Today we are talking Fab Frugal tips and tricks to make sure you excel in your career and life. It's top of the week, so it's the perfect time to be thinking about these things again. So today we're going to be talking how you can elevate into boss mode. That's right, you need to think, act, and be a boss. But here's some tips and tricks on how you can do this. So the first thing you can do is actually be a decision maker. It's so easy to get comfortable, and we actually don't realize that people are making decisions for us every day in the office. It's time for us to make intelligible decisions and actually say what we mean and what we think should happen. These are specific recommendations. So you create smart recommendations, specific, actionable, measurable. It's not in the right order, but you know where I'm going with this. The fact is you need to be able to make decisions because this is how you let people know that you're ready for the next step. Okay, so number 2 is you got to do more than what you were hired to do. I know it's hard because we have a limited salary, but this is the way you're able to show your boss that you're ready again for the next step. So if you were hired to do 1, 2, and 3, you do 1, 2, and 3, and then you figure out what 4 and 5 is so that you can actually expand your workload a little bit and show them that you're prepared to do more and that you actually have a vested interest in the company. So number 3, be prepared to exercise your horizontal skills. Now what this is the fact that if you're doing sales, you got to be able to know all of the company and what each element of the company actually means for the overall goal. So you need to know about sales, you need to know about accounting, production, just a little bit of each will help you with those skills so that you actually make an impact on the entire workflow than just one element of what you're doing. So exercise those horizontal skills, learn a little bit more about each division of the company or each department so that you're able to elevate yourself just a little bit more. So number 4 is networking and mentoring others. So when you've actually decided that you're going to do a little bit more work and you're going to make decisions, you also have to coach people through your decisions and actually get them on board with your recommendations and ideas. This is exactly how you get your bosses to say, you know what, this person is a team leader versus this person's just a part of the pack. Just remember, again, to make intelligible decisions and make sure to articulate what ideas you have, because that's the way that you're going to actually get their attention. And as you mentor and as you coach others through your thought processes, you're able to get them on your side. Last but not least, you want to actually focus and build the industry that you're in. So a big part of actually showing that you have a vested interest in what you're doing is actually having an interest in what you're doing. So if you want to actually grow in the industry you're in, learn more about it and learn to build it. So that it goes with coaching and mentoring, being a part of the change that you're actually going to see in your industry and see in your company. Remember, you want to expand on your horizontal skills. You want to know the company from A to Z so that you're a part of the bigger picture and not just one coop in the entire organization. These are ways that you can turn yourself into boss mode. This has been your Fab Frugal Tip of the Week. I hope you've enjoyed it, and remember, it's time to elevate yourself into boss mode. It's Monday, it's top of the week, the perfect time to get started. Remember to think, act, and be a boss, and you will surely see yourself grow. This has been, again, your Fab Frugal. We'll be right back.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on the top of the week. We hope that you rested from Carnival and that you're preparing to run out to the polling stations and cast your votes in the upcoming elections. That is just a couple days away. Thank you so much for tuning into The Stew. We know you could be watching anything else, but you sat here to listen to us. We love you so much for that. Be sure to watch the episodes that you've missed on ILTV Studios. That's our website and YouTube as well. And you can check out The Stew Daytime on Facebook to catch up all things stew, fashion, style, politics, you name it, we're talking about it. We'll see you next time.